Guys, so if you clicked on this video, you're definitely wondering what my 10 least favorite roller coasters are. But before we start things off, I need to say that this is just my opinion, so don't get offended by any rankings that you don't like or anything like that. But I did another video like this, but for my top 10 best roller coasters in my opinion. So if you haven't watched that, you can watch that first or after. So let's get started. Starting things off with number 10 is Rougarou, located at Cedar Point. This is a B&M floorless roller coaster. This used to be a B&M stand-up called Mantis, which I imagine would be even higher on this list because I really hate stand-ups, and this looks like it would hurt really bad. But anyways, so Rougarou is just a really rough ride, and yeah, it just hurts. It has very good positive G's though, so that's like the only positive about it. So yeah, so now we're moving on to number 9. This is Hurler, located at Carowinds. I actually like this ride, but I've had some really bad rides that are really rough and uncomfortable. But on every airtime hill on my last ride, I think it was a night ride, it was in 2023, last year, it had some very good floater over every hill, so yeah. This next ride is the Bat, located at Kings Island. This ride just hurts your head. It has some very good pacing. It keeps the speed the whole way through the ride. And it is an air suspended roller coaster, so that's cool, I guess, because there's not many of them left, especially thrill ones, because I've ridden 2 of these, Iron Dragon at Cedar Point, and this one, the Bat. And this is the only thrill one I've ridden. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of cool for that reason. But other than that, it's just really rough and uncomfortable. So, moving on to my next least favorite roller coaster, it is any Wild Mouse. Except for, like, Wild Mouse at Cedar Point. But they just take turns and it hurts. Next is any Vekoma Boomerang with hard over-the-shoulder restraints. This is basically an SLC without knowing where you're going. That's if you haven't memorized the layout, and that just hurts your head because you don't know when to brace yourself for stuff. My next least favorite roller coaster is Scorpion, located at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I like this ride's positive G's, and that's about it. It basically does nothing after that. You go through the vertical loop. From what I can remember, it's a gray out because it's a tight Schwarzkopf loop, so yeah. But then you kind of just meander around so much, and it's boring. It feels like a Vekoma hang and bang because that's how the layout kind of is, mixed with the Aero Mine Train because that's how the layout is too. But it also has a little bit of a Aero Looper in there too with the vertical loop. But yeah, that is literally all this ride does. So yeah, it is a rare roller coaster though. Schwarzkopf, there's not too many of them left, so that's a cool credit, I guess, unique one. Next is kind of a weird one. It's Mystery Mine, located at Dollywood. This ride has top tier theming, and it has some good moments, like the drop that you see the cart going over right now. But that first half, other than that drop, is so bad. It's so janky and it's paced terribly. It used to be even more janky. I rode it in its original form. It had a vertical drop into a horseshoe turn, and that had so much headbanging. Like, why does this even have shoulder restraints? It makes no sense. But the last 2 inversions are very good on this ride too. But other than that, it's very janky. This next ride hurts. Yeah, it is a B&M stand-up. It's actually one of the original B&Ms. It's Vortex, located at Carowinds. This ride is very old for a B&M, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so this ride, some people can find a way to enjoy it, like they position their seat right. But this is at my home park, and I've ridden it many times, and it is uncomfortable. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Through the positive G's, your legs start tingling and they turn numb, basically. And it feels like I'm going to have to get my legs amputated. And I don't want that feeling on a roller coaster. That's why I don't like it. So, yeah, it hurts. This next ride is Anaconda, located at King's Dominion. The first half is kind of cool because the drop has some very strong laterals and then you dive underwater. And that vertical loop has some great positive G's, but after that, that implement is rough. And then you hit the mid-course and it just kills the pacing and it meanders around a lot while you are getting the classic aero jankiness, which is uncomfortable on this ride. And then you go through those corkscrews, and that is my least favorite part of the ride because that mid-course slowed it down so much. You crawl through them and you're getting hang time, but the hang time on this ride is uncomfortable because it has those over-the-shoulder restraints. So yeah, that's why it's my least favorite, one of my least favorite roller coasters, second least favorite roller coaster. My number one least favorite roller coaster is Corkscrew, located at Cedar Point. I've ridden many other aero loopers like the now defunct Vortex at Kings Island, Tennessee Tornado at Dollywood, Carolina Cyclone at Carowinds, and the prior roller coaster Anaconda. But this is by far the worst one. For some reason, the seats or something, I don't know if I rode in a bad seat when I rode in my last visit in 2023, but it was painful. Like, my back was hurting through this whole ride. And another thing with this ride is the airtime. It hurts. Like, why? Airtime's supposed to be fun. This company has had good airtime on rides before. Like, Magnum has great airtime, and the drop on Gemini gave some crazy ejector. But for whatever reason, this ride just hurts all the way around, all around. But anyway, that was my 10 least favorite roller coasters. I haven't ridden as much least favorite roller coasters, fortunately for me, but that's unfortunate for this video. But I just want to know, what are your 10 least favorite roller coasters? Comment that down below. And as always, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like this video and subscribe to see more stuff like this. I already said that, but anyways, this is Coasters International signing off. Peace.